Miller's planet is situated in close proximity to Gargantua, which is a supermassive black hole. And here's where things get mind-boggling. Due to Gargantua's immense gravitational force, it wraps space-time around it, creating a phenomenon known as time dilation. Why did the team land on Miller's planet? Well, Miller's planet was one of the three promising planets suitable for habitable condition in another galaxy. The planet was named after the astronaut Miller, who went for the Lazarus mission along with 11 others to find the signs of life. Miller's planet is a water world and is covered in a seemingly endless amount of shallow ocean. The planet's gravity is described to be punishing at 130% of Earth's, forcing the human astronauts to move slowly and with some difficulty while on its surface. Although the movie sequence where Cooper and his team Endurance led first to Miller's planet, it was actually a false signal that kept pinging given that there were actually no conditions to live over there. So let's dive into some speculations regarding the planet's nature. Starting off with time dilation, so Cooper and his team leave the Endurance and go down to the Miller's planet in a shuttle. They find the wreckage of Miller's ship in a large ocean, but the wreckage is still surprisingly all together. This confuses them at first. After all, Miller landed on the planet years ago. But here's where things get really interesting. They then realize that if Miller landed 21 years ago, it would not be just 21 years but 21 Earth years. That would be only 3 hours ago on this planet. The unique way it appears in the film was derived from the equations of physicist Kip Thorne. Kip Thorne figured out that given how close the planet is to Gargantua, which is a supermassive black hole, for every hour spent on Miller's planet, 7 years will pass on Earth. So moving ahead, let's take a look at the tidal waves, or in other words tidal bores, observed in Miller's planet. Dr. Amelia Brand describes the planet as sterile in accordance with the data findings of Dr. Laura Miller. The ocean was described to smell like that of distilled water poured on hot rocks, a mineral scent but not like salt water. The waves and shallow sterile oceans would not support an environment capable of harboring advanced life. It is also possible that the ocean's mineral content would fail to suit microbes and other life forms despite the presence of necessary hydrocarbons, water, and starlight. A third reason for the term sterile may be that the planet simply did not exist long enough to develop life. So according to the Science of Interstellar by Kip Thorne, Miller's planet is shaped a little like an American football with one end constantly pointing towards Gargantua. And also, tidally locked planets can rock back and forth, and Thorne used this as a scientifically accurate loophole to explain tidal waves on a tidally locked planet. Also, because the water on Miller's planet is mostly concentrated in waves, you could have knee-height oceans like the one shown in the film. So given the above theory, it is possible that the wave that killed Laura Miller was the same wave that Cooper sees receding from the area on which they landed, because Brand mentioned that Miller probably died just minutes before their arrival. These intense waves are comparable to tidal bores here on Earth. The phenomenon occurs when leading edge of tides of the ocean are powerful enough to roll against water currents on rivers and bays. Seeing ripples on Miller's planetary ocean moving in the opposite direction of these enormous waves are a proof of it being a tidal bore. It is the same as with Pororca of Amazon River. Miller's tidal bores have eroded any recognizable landmass on this planet. Coming to the next speculation, which is the survival or death of Dr. Doyle. Despite the immense tidal wave, Doyle may have survived the encounter but knocked unconscious given that his spacesuit appeared again undamaged. Even if a rescue team from Cooper Station were launched to Miller, around 9 hours would have passed for Doyle, but 64 years would have passed for everyone else. But if Doyle did survive and was rescued, he would suffer future shock given that it would have been a total of 65 plus years that transpired while he was on Miller's planet. In a period of 9 hours, Doyle would certainly encounter many incoming waves before a rescue craft could find him, generally reducing his chances for survival. And now, about the geography and mountains on this planet. The presence of tidal waves itself suggests that the planet is smooth and without any mountains or valleys to break up these never-ending super tidal tsunamis. The largest mountains, oceans and chasms on Earth are caused by tectonic plates, which are also caused by our molten core. This is the same molten core that gives us our magnetic field, which protects us and allows our atmosphere to retain our oceans. The absence of any topographical mega feature to break up the tsunamis on Miller's planet suggests that this planet doesn't actually experience plate tectonics, which also suggests the absence of molten core. So without the molten core, there would be no magnetic field to protect the planet's waters from being stripped away by the solar winds. So this brings me into a conclusion that at the very least, the watery surface on the planet shouldn't actually exist. Well, it's these imaginative depictions of science in movies like Interstellar that helps us explore the possibilities and inspire the future of scientific discoveries. And that's the beauty of science fiction. It pushes the boundaries of our imaginations while encouraging us to seek answers to some of the most profound questions about our nature in accordance with, for me, our oceans and the universe. So thank you all for tuning in with me. If this video is of interest to you, I upload weekly content on our oceans and the marine environment. Feel free to comment if I've missed out on anything or whether you would like to add up to something. So until next time, keep interest in exploring our nature and make sure to stay curious.